Hey, how's it going? It's been a while. Hope you guys are still here, still kicking. Hope everything is going good with you. I've been doing fine. I'm hanging in there. I'm old now. My hair's turning a little gray. Life moves on. Just wanted to make an update on what's been going on, why I've been away, following up with some stuff that happened a few years ago, where the next videos are, and basically what's next. So this is mostly unscripted. I have some bullet points here. I'm just gonna talk into the mic, and whatever comes out is what's gonna be in the video. Don't expect there to be many visuals in this. I'm just putting random gameplay footage in the background. I needed to fill the void with something. I'd rather have something on screen than absolutely nothing. And even then I feel bad about doing that because most of my more recent videos have been much more involved when it comes to editing. Anyway, let's talk about why I've been away. Well, first I want to make it absolutely clear that I was always away. YouTube was never a main thing for me. I always did it here and there. Sometimes I put more effort into it. Sometimes I had a few dry spells. I was very inconsistent over the course of, wow, it's gonna be almost 10 years now. But the videos that I did put out always did pretty well, especially the longer formed videos. If you're thinking, well, oh, well, you've been away for a while, it's like I was never fully invested to begin with. And that's because since inception of the channel, I always knew that it was too risky to put all of my eggs in one basket. It's like investing. You don't want to just put all of your money on one company. You want to put it on many. So that's what I did. I diversified what it was I was doing. I was doing YouTube. I was doing online businesses. I was doing freelance work. I was also working. So my attention was never entirely on the channel. I was always around, but it wasn't always the main focus. That being said, I stepped away for a few reasons. Number one was obviously the drama that happened with Phantasy Star. That was a complete shit show, and it shouldn't have escalated to the point that it did, but some people couldn't help themselves. Aside from that, I wanted to consume for once in my life. You know, you have all those jokes about people being consumers and not creators. Well, I'm the opposite. I created for so long. If I wasn't doing the channel, I was always creating something else. I was creating art, working with clients for my business. So I missed out on a lot of stuff. Now that I've broken from that cycle, I've found that I've been going back and looking for other things that I haven't experienced before, like all these games that I've always wanted to play and watch all these shows and all these animes that I've had my eye on but never pulled the trigger and actually go through with watching them. Same thing with movies, actually. This year was the first time I ever saw the Back to the Future trilogy, Jurassic Park, all these classic movies. It was my first time watching them because I just never bothered to when I was younger. And then when I hit like my 20s, I was doing YouTube and trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Which then leads me to the other thing, work. So, sometime last year I got a new job and I was essentially putting a lot of mental energy into getting up to speed with everything. And I got a pretty fucking good job right now. It's not the same thing I was doing. I was essentially juggling multiple work from home jobs, and all the jobs knew that I was working all these jobs. They didn't care because it didn't interfere with my work. And on top of that, I was also working on my own side projects, which were bringing in money. So I was very work-oriented. I've always been very work-oriented. I'm like a workaholic. But due to layoffs and just the changing landscape of everything, I essentially dropped down from like 3 work-at-home jobs to just 1, and then I saw the writing on the wall for that one, so I jumped ship to something else. I'm not making as much as I used to, nowhere close to it, but I'm very content with what I have, especially since I have no debt or anything else like that. So yeah, the other part of it was work. The new job just took a lot out of me. Circling back to the Phantasy Star drama, well, that was, oh boy, if you don't know what happened, you can go and you can watch a video by Technicals. He did a great job covering the story. Bottom line, I was right about a lot of stuff. Pretty much everything. I'm not gonna get into details as to what exactly that is because I don't really feel like dealing with the autism that comes along with that. There is not going to be another video for Phantasy Star. The trilogy was enough. I never planned on making a 4th. I joked about it a few times, but it was always meant to end it as a trilogy. If you've actually watched them, instead of just parrot what some people were saying, if you actually sat down and watched them, you would know that the 3rd video was the finale. You can watch it on Odyssey. It's still up on there. It's also here on YouTube. Some people have re-uploaded it, although the first video hasn't been, so if you want to watch that, you do have to go on Odyssey. The link for that is in the description down below. If you've never seen them before, I recommend you give them a watch. They run for a really long time. They got like hundreds of thousands of views, so YouTube promoted it to a lot of people. They thought it was really good. Give it a shot if you want to hear about what happened with Phantasy Star. So let's talk about the alleged Monster Hunter video that supposedly exists. It does exist. It's about 75% done, and it's been in that state since October. When Microsoft ended Windows 10's support, I ended up switching over to Linux. Now, the files are still there, I can still access them, and I might be able to go back and finish it, but I'm having trouble doing that for a few reasons. The first is the last part of it is the online component, which I can access. The thing is that I need other people to help me get through a few quests. Now, I could go onto one of the Discord servers and ask people to maybe queue up with me, but when I was going to, I was reading through the messages on the servers, and let's just say they're not people I want to involve myself with, especially after dealing with the Phantasy Star community. There's just so much insanity on some of these Discord servers. I've read one person brag about making several people commit unalive. I can't say the actual word. I don't want YouTube to give me any trouble, but the dude was bragging about it, and there's just a lot of other unhinged shit on these Discord servers. I don't know what it is about these very niche communities just being filled with, like, the most deranged people, but that's the reality. And unfortunately, if I want to finish it, I may have to interact with them. I really don't want to, so if somebody wants to help me out and finish this Monster Hunter video, I would greatly appreciate it. So what's after that? Well, the Monster Hunter video isn't going to be the first thing that comes out. I do have a bunch of other video ideas. One thing I'm doing right now is I'm playing through every Game Boy game, and I'm ranking and reviewing them. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I've debated on whether or not I should just release all the reviews individually and then later combine them into one larger video, but I don't know how well that would work if I don't stay consistent. It's either I do all the reviews and I release it in one long video, which YouTube favors, or I put out as many as I can right now and hopefully finish the rest later. The thing is, these reviews aren't very long, so I don't know how much YouTube would like it if I put out a review like once a week that's like 3 minutes long. The total amount of games for 1990 I think is like 60 something. So when you add all of it together, when you average it around, it's almost like 3 hours or something. I'm trying to shift the content of the channel to be more like generalized gaming stuff, as opposed to just focusing on hero shooters like I was, and then later doing a rant for Phantasy Star. The spirit of my videos will always remain in the same style. It's just that I don't want to focus on one thing and lock myself into a certain niche, because once that happens, it's very hard to get out. You guys have seen the difference in views from like one kind of video to another, especially after the 2-year break. I'm like not even being shown in the algorithm anymore. And that's fine. Again, YouTube was never really like my main thing, so it doesn't really affect me as much as it should. It's just that it takes a lot of work to try to get back in, and because I have so much other things going on and I don't have as much free time as I used to, it's very difficult for me to actually like get back into the algorithm at a steady rate. If I was unemployed, yeah, sure, I'd be able to pump out more videos, but I'm not. Long story short, I'm not focusing on Paladins or Overwatch or any hero shooters for that matter. Deadlock, out of the question. Marvel Rivals, never even considered. So I don't know if what I said was what you were looking for, but hopefully you did get something out of this. So yes, I'm not dead. More videos are coming. Thanks for sticking around. I know some of you have been here since the very beginning. We're coming on to about 10 years now, so I really appreciate all the support you gave me over the years. I'm making no promises when it comes to a consistent upload schedule, but look, I'm doing the best I can with the limited amount of time I have. Thanks for watching as always. I hope you enjoy what's coming next. I'll see you next time.